Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot with your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. This is what rewards are coming due to your shadow work. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this channel, this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time in this space with you. And for anyone that's new here, welcome. This is that reminder we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should these messages happen to resonate with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links in the description box. In order to do so, you can email me for a personal reading. Follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on membership. So if not, thank you for your continued support here. Now, we are going to go ahead and get into our prayer and get this party started. My beloved source, this prayer is for any and all who come onto this reading, whether it's for a moment's time or for the entire time. I ask that you bless them at this time with love. You know, doing shadow work is never easy. It brings up so much from the past, and it brings up so much triggers and hardships that we've gone through, and sometimes we end up reliving those. And so I ask that you supply us with support at this time. Bring us clear messages as to understanding why it is that we're exactly doing this work, that what it is that's bringing it into our lives, and the rewards that come from that, what that means for us. Is we're not just doing this shadow work for fun and giggles, because it is not fun and giggles. It never has been fun and giggles, but there is a purpose to it. And I ask that you bring forth those messages clearly, if not through this reading, but in life in general, for those of my tribe here. You open their hearts to seeing that they are moving forward on their journey in a very conductive way, and that they are making progress, even if it might not seem like it. Sometimes time slows just for us to reconnect, reassess, and reevaluate where it is that we want to go, so that we know this is the direction that we would really like to take. So at this time, I ask that you surround everyone with your violet, loving, healing light ray. Hold our hands, hold our hearts, and remind us that we are yours and you are ours, and we are one with each other. As these words are spoken unto this space and unto this reading, so shall they be. Amen, aho, ase. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my beloved source. Thank you. Let me go ahead and get that set up over here. All right, so today I'm going to bring out the Egyptian Book of the Dead Oracle. This is by, let's see, who is this by? It doesn't say who it's by, but this is what the book looks like. So I was really drawn to getting this. I was at the bookstore not too long ago, and I've used it once already on a daily dice. I've already given these a good shuffle, so we're going to go ahead and step to it. So, source, what Egyptian Book of the Dead Oracle card will help us better understand the rewards coming to pile number 1 for their shadow work? What are the rewards coming to pile number 1 for their shadow work, source? What are the rewards coming to pile number 1 for their shadow work? Thank you. All right, and for pile number 2, source, what Egyptian Book of the Dead Oracle card will help us better understand the rewards coming to pile number 2 for their shadow work? What are the rewards coming to pile number 2 for their shadow work? What oracle card will help us better understand the rewards coming to pile number 2 for their shadow work, source? Oh, okay, that's too many. Just one card, source. What rewards are coming to pile number 2 for their shadow work? Okay, thank you. All right, for pile number 3, source, what Egyptian Book of the Dead Oracle card is going to help us better understand the rewards coming to pile number 3 for them doing their shadow work? What rewards are coming to pile number 3 for their shadow work? Okay, thank you, Source. All right. Look at this. On the bottom of the deck, we have dark. Oh my goodness. That is so synchronistic to this reading. I am already in love. I'm still getting to know these cards, so I'm not gonna... But I feel like that's just a message that's saying, like, exactly, like, we want you to do this shadow work. We want you to, you know, talk about this reading. And so I feel like it's a very strong message here. All right, let me make sure those are in frame. My cards are too small for my picked stones today, but we're going to go with it. For pile number 1, we've got this beautiful chunk of amethyst for you to choose from. Okay, for pile number 2, we've got this beautiful piece of pyrite. Okay. And for pile number 3, we have this beautiful tumbled stone. I'm not sure what it is. Okay. So we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And whichever one you're drawing to, that should be the pile for you. With that, I will see you over on your chosen pile. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful chunk of amethyst, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on the rewards coming to you because of your shadow work, for doing your shadow work. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this channel, this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And for anyone new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop to it and find out what rewards are coming due to your shadow work. So Source, for pile number 1, what rewards are coming to pile number 1 due to their shadow work? Source, what rewards are coming to pile number 1 due to their shadow work? What rewards are coming to pile number 1 due to their shadow work, Source? Okay, we've got the 11th house, Capricorn energy, and the Sun. Recognition is the first thing I just heard. Recognition for your changing self, right? You've gone through a lot, and you've disciplined yourself, and you've worked hard at what it is that you're doing. And this is also like connecting with friends groups that are sharing your same beliefs. Right? So it's okay for you to network. I just heard that right now. It's okay for you to network. It's okay for you to go out, put yourself out there. Like, it will serve you well, right? With the 11th house here, we have this energy of being able to connect with people online, being able to connect with people in a community, being able to connect with like-minded individuals, these humanitarian groups as well. And it's also showing me that dreams and wishes are going to come true, and you're going to get a lot of praise and recognition and followers. So if you have something online, like an online presence that you're doing, then there's going to be that type of praise and recognition. Also, for those of you that have been working really hard at a job or at a career. Whoa, did you see that? How it jumped in? Hold up. Let me fix this. Wow. Hold on. Chill out, camera. Chill out. Look at how it like zoomed in all crazy fast. Okay. I'm so glad I caught that. Sometimes it'll just be like, dun, 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 dun. It's crazy. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen on some of my readings. Yeah, so if for those of you that have been working a career, right, or a job or something, and you've been trying to move up, your shadow work is helping you to release beliefs that have been keeping you held back, right? That have been blocks, that have been burdens, that have been toxic to your evolution in life. And you're going to be recognized at work, especially with the 11th house here next to the Capricorn energy and with the sun. It's all about you, right? This is you. This is the self. So you're the one that's going to be recognized for your hard work. You're going to be recognized for the discipline that you're putting in. It's like how you're showing up, and the resolve that you have for work is all playing out from you doing the shadow work, from you healing yourself, from you letting go of the things from the past. And people are going to start noticing that because your light's shining brighter, right? Anytime we do shadow work, we traverse the shadows and we shine the light on what's been hidden from us. And so we shine brighter. And we see that here with the sun, like you're revealing a part of yourself to others that it hasn't been seen before. And so people are recognizing it. And I feel like you're also recognizing it too. It's like maybe it never really was making sense to you before. And now all of a sudden there's this recognition from within where it's like, wow, I really do feel good about myself. I really do feel better and lighter and more free to express myself. We see that this has been a part of your discipline work, is like working on yourself. Working on you being a more aligned version of yourself, especially with Capricorn energy here. Determined, decisive, structured, with strategy and all these things playing at your life. And it's like in good time, things are going to level out and you're going to be rewarded greatly. I do feel like we'll get more information on this from the tarot. We're going to see what comes through, okay? Also, I feel like you're healing. I just started, but I also feel like you're healing the divine masculine within. So maybe before you had a twisted version of what masculine energy was, or we're coming from a toxic masculine, right? Because it's learned. It's something that we're learning as we're growing up. And so you've healed that part of yourself. And when we have the toxic masculine or the twisted masculine, we have some very manipulative energy, like trying to step on people's toes at work, not realizing that, you know, we're not putting forth the effort that we need, or not putting forth conducive effort, right? So we're putting forth effort, but we're expecting to get rewarded, and not for work that's actually going towards what we're trying to accomplish. And so it's like finding a way to work smarter, not harder here. Okay. So source, what rewards are pile ones receiving for their shadow work? Okay. I guess I should say is, huh? What rewards is pile number one receiving for their shadow work, source? Okay. Thank you. What rewards is pile number one receiving for their shadow work? Yeah, there's been a lot of people trying to butt into your business, a lot of people who've broken your heart, a lot of one-sided love coming through here, a lot of people who are greedy, or even you maybe putting so much emphasis on material things and wealth, like that was the only thing you were focusing on. And so it's like when you turned away from that and focused on spirituality, you found that you were feeling a lot better and getting a lot further with that. And so it's like that balancing out of the energies. Okay, what rewards is pile number one receiving for their shadow work, source? Yeah, other people definitely played a part in your life before. Okay, let's see what comes out on the bottom. Yeah, we have the death, what you might know as death, but it's the nameless card in the Tarot Marseille in the reverse, showing this is what left you catatonic. Okay, so we're kind of going to understand a little bit about the shadow work that's coming through here. But I love this, the 5 of coins underneath this. And the 5 of coins, regardless if it's in the reverse or the upright, it really means the same thing. Massive changes are coming. Okay. And whether they're for the good or for the bad, it's all based on how you approach that change, right? It can be bad because you're perceiving it as bad, or it can be good because you're receiving it as an opportunity here. But there's massive changes coming here. Wow, I picked up the Magician. You're creating a new life. You're taking a lot of action towards grounding yourself here. And I feel like understanding your emotions has been helping you to give back to yourself in a very unique way. Okay, but we're going to look at what the spread has said here. Oh, yeah. Okay, exactly what I was saying earlier. Like, the greed that was coming out, focusing so much on material things. And it's not that you're a greedy person, but we're conditioned to believe that money is the only thing that matters. And money does matter. And money is, a big, huge part of this realm. Absolutely. But if that's the only thing that we're focused on, we've idolized money and we've moved away from the higher self, from connection with source. And so with this combination of cards, we have the Knight of Coins reversed, the Eight of Coins reversed, and the Eight of Swords reversed and the Four of Swords reversed. We see this is all in the mind space, right? How we're seeing things about money. And money was actually your biggest downfall here, okay? And if you grew up in poverty, of course, money is going to be a huge downfall for so many people because there's the fear of never having enough, right? No matter if you do or you don't have enough, like that fear is something that takes over every part of our action. And so we see with this combination here that in the past, right? Because we're looking towards the past. In the past, that fear is what has driven a lot of anxieties and a lot of choices that were made around that, and a lot of what you might see as missteps, but that's okay. It's very human of you. There's no reason to beat yourself up over those things. You learned a lot of valuable lessons in that, but also we see that it was because of other people enforcing this on you with the Four of Swords here and the Eight of Swords. This was other people's ideas and beliefs and toxic patterns that were, projected out onto you, that you were conditioned to believe this was the reality of life, and that's what left you feeling so stuck all the time, was the money, right? Was the material things, the not having enough for, wow, I just heard like for diapers or for formula or for a roof over your head or for food on the table. It's like, I'm hearing that we either pay rent this month or we put food on the table type energy. Okay, so that was the shadow work. And now it makes sense as to why we were seeing recognition up here with the dice, because it's like, that's what you've been healing. Okay, this is what you've been healing. And we're gonna get, don't worry, we're gonna get more. We're gonna see what else comes through here. I feel like facing yourself was probably something that was really difficult to do because you were so used to taking action. You see how he's holding a wand here. You were so used to taking action based on this fear. And so to shift that was a big deal for you. To even heal that part of yourself was a big deal. We knew this was something that we needed to let go of, but where does that stem from? And also it's interesting because the Nameless card does point out at generational curses coming through, right? You see here, there's a king and queen on the bottom in the buried in the dirt, or in the graveyard, if you will, right? And this points towards mother and father energy, okay? And it's just stuff that has left us feeling disconnected, and I was going to say dismembered, but yeah, I mean, really, you're not feeling whole as a whole person. And I feel like that's something that you had to recognize here with the Magician. You had to sit here and put down the emotional ego that was tied to that and the thoughts that were tied to that and say, okay, what do I know from successful people? Successful people have told me to keep a positive mindset, to work hard, right? To move in the direction that I want to go in, and that through that I will receive what's rightfully mine. And so there's this energy of you having put down the thoughts and the emotions tied to that. You've worked through them. You've understood them. Yes, maybe you've put them on the table so you're not constantly being reminded of that fear, but rather you're saying that fear is a whole reason that I need to take care of myself and love myself even deeper. Wow, let's see what comes through here. May you please clarify this reading? Change. Yes, the Wheel of Fortune flying out. Fortune is turning in your favor. So I do feel like energetically wise, this has to do with your money and finances and material well-being. Okay, and whatever that means to you, because for everyone it might not be about money and finances, but it could be material things. Something in this material world, something that's going to manifest in this material world. It's the balancing of, right? But look at this energy here, right? All these storms. It's like you had to go through the storms to find your balance, the yin and the yang, right? The masculine and the feminine energy. It's like balancing that out, going through the storm. But the storm was something that was very mental, and having to deal with yourself, and having to deal with that karma, and having to deal with that passed on belief system of poverty, right? What else, Source? What rewards are coming for pile number 1 for their shadow work? Possibilities. Seeing things from a higher perspective. The new beginning here. This feels like the dawn of a new era is what it feels like, right? It's like the sun is setting on something that was old, something that doesn't serve you any longer. And we see it's like, okay, because when the sun rises again, it's the dawn of a new beginning. There's possibilities here. There's options. You're finding new options. You're finding new opportunities. But do you see this mountain range in the back? This was something that was very challenging for you, right? This was something that took a lot of courage and effort. And so we see what rewards are coming are new opportunities that are going to bring possibilities into your life, all because you chose to see things from a higher perspective. And now I feel like your eagle eye instincts, if you will, are on the prize. You kept your eye on the prize, and the prize was finding stability, right? Because there was this instability of internal world, and finding stability in the outer world only comes from learning about how to balance that inner world. Okay, we see here this energy. You might see 12-12 a lot, or 12-21 a lot, and I feel like that's also showing you it's like when you change your perspective, then all things turn into possibilities. What else, Source? What rewards? Yes, consciousness, the Ace of Swords. You're becoming conscious of the actions that you're bringing each and every day. And the reward here is understanding that you are in control of your reality. When you let go of old habits and old thoughts and old beliefs, you come into alignment with the deepest truth, which is you get to create the reality you desire. No, it may not happen tomorrow, but that doesn't mean I can't work towards it. And we saw that with the Magician popping out, right? You're very aware that you have to work towards that, but you are working towards it. So what rewards are coming is a pathway straight to your dreams coming true, which is recognition. You know, also Capricorn energy can point at fame. You know, if that's something you're looking for, like if you're an artist or you're a singer or you're a musician or a painter or something like that, you could even be an author, something along that. It's like recognition for your talents. This could even be recognition for psychic mediums, psychics, tarot readers, people who are inspirational, motivational speakers, life coaches, wellness coaches. Also, I'm hearing physical trainers. So this is just recognition for your gifts and talents, because letting go of this old belief is bringing you into this balanced state of creativity, understanding your worth, understanding your value, and seeing things from this place of love and light. And so the reward is really truly a deep change, like a deep change physically and internally with your emotional well-being, which is thus reflected outwardly. Wow, we have the Queen of Coins coming in here. Stability, groundedness, sharing, right? I have enough to share and to spare. This is a very fruitful time for you. And that's why I was saying this feels, for you, pile number 1, it feels very physical. This is a physical realm manifestation, okay? And that might not be true for all the readings. We don't know. We haven't gotten there yet. But, you know, it's surprising that this is coming in because it's very clear here. Source is showing that this is all about, I'm sorry, this is the Queen of Wands, but this is all about the material world. I was getting the bounty as the fruit here. Taking action towards what you want. Yeah, releasing the burden. The Six of Swords. You're not carrying someone else's belief. Right? You're not carrying someone else's thought process here. It's like if they want to live in poverty, if they want to believe in poverty, then that's fine. But I believe that if we take action towards what we want, then I'll have enough to share and I'll have enough to spare. And I'm abundant and beautiful and graceful and handsome and magnificent in all that there is. You're reaping the rewards here. And the rewards are plentiful. And that's why they're not just pointing out one thing here. They're trying to show you, like, there's the possibilities. There's going to be multiple opportunities that come to you. But I feel like with the dice, we see recognition coming through as one of those things. Let's get some Oracle out here for pile number 1. What rewards are coming from their shadow work? Thank you. On the bottom, yeah, we have Aries energy. Aries energy. So this is independence, bravery, and passion. This is like that big bang type of energy. Aries starts the zodiac wheel, and it takes a lot of energy for spring to begin, right? To burst forth from the darkness of winter, from being underneath the soil. And so there's a lot of energy that's being required here, that's being put forth for you to change. And you've taken that action, and that action is being returned back to you. Okay. So what you've put out is being returned tenfold or threefold. Depends on what you believe in. But there's this energy of everything that you put out is coming back. And that's why things are changing. It's this balance. Understanding the dualistic nature of life. That if I believe it's not possible, then it's not possible. But if I believe that it is possible, then it is possible. We have Cheridwin, Cheridwin, and Baldwin. Number 22. See the wonders around you and honor this incarnation. The here and now is the stage on which you will encounter and learn to love yourself. So again, 222 is something that's coming through very strongly here. That's all about balance. Trusting the process. That's the duality and the nature of life as well. And so I feel like it's interesting that this would come out when I was talking about your understanding the duality of life. And we have that confirmation coming out on the bottom of the deck. All right, what else would you like to say, Source? What rewards are coming to pile number 1 for their shadow work? So even though we don't have a lot of coins out, I do feel like for you, pile 1, it is monetary gain. Okay, like it just really feels like very physical. Okay, we have Green Dragon here. Helps you tune into the secrets of nature, receive answers and guidance from nature, and align with your divine essence. And this is the key. And it's interesting because nature is connected to the earth cards, right? Like the coin cards. So again, it's something that's very physical. And these are all elements. The dragons are all connected to the different elements. So we have the earth energy coming out again. And it's that energy of material worlds. So on the bottom, we have the lilac fire dragon, transmutes through the power of divine love, opened up to the transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. And that's it. It's like you're loving yourself and feeling good about yourself. And feeling good about yourself is helping to bring these blessings in for you, these rewards. All right, Source, what more would you like to say here? What more would you like to say? Okay, thank you. On the bottom, look, we have new moon with promise. I promised you success. I promised you prosperity. I promised you all good things. And now it's time for that promise to be met. And it's because you did the work, right? Okay, we're going to get one of these. We're going to get an archetype card. And then I'm going to get some angel numbers out for you. Advocate. Inspires you to put compassion into action. And that's what you've been doing, right? Whatever it is that you have, like, it's like that compassion that you have for yourself, for others, for the love of life, you're putting that into action, and that's helping to bring it back. We have this earth energy again with the tree growing here. We have shadow attributes are embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. And I do feel like this is what you left, right? But this is what was the learned behavior. It's not like you were doing this consciously. It was something that you had to actually face within yourself to let go of. So healing of the heart is something that's really bringing that in as well. All right, on the bottom, we have pioneer. A passion for doing and creating what has not been done before, and the shadow is the compulsive need to keep moving on. So you're finding stability in what it is that's drawing you, right? So whatever it is that you feel passionate about, it's putting you in a place where it's like, I'm ready to create that. Instead of before, maybe that instability was keeping you like, oh, this isn't working. Oh, this is taking too long. I got to move on to something else. Or, oh, there's no way this could possibly work out for me. It's just all these energies of, I can't stay stable where I'm at because it feels like it's not going to come true. Right? Whereas right now, whatever it is that you're doing, you feel stable in. Look, didn't I say you see 12-12? And we got 21-21 popping out. It's another possibility of this number. Success and wealth. Balance, finances, success, wealth, cycles. What goes around comes around. And didn't I say that whatever you're putting out is coming back to you? Oh my gosh, I love this. Thank you so much, Source. Your current circumstances are ending, so you might take advantage of a better one. If you're experiencing a significant change or conclusion, viewing your life as a series of cycles or chapters may be helpful. How can you make room for something new to emerge? Yeah, so 21-21 coming through success and wealth. We see that, right? And 24 and 24, and we see discipline again. That confirmation of what I was feeling at the beginning. Prosperity, harmony, journey, waiting, discipline, exaggeration in the opposite sex. That day you're waiting for will come. Maintain discipline. You're getting closer to your end goal. There's no need to overextend yourself. Guard your energy to remain focused. It will play off. It's a climb, not an elevator ride. And we saw that with the mountains here. It's a climb. You know, I'm not sure how the song goes, but check out Miley Cyrus's The Climb. Okay, like check out that song. I just feel like I need to tell someone that. Like someone needs to listen to that song, and I feel like that's going to definitely inspire you. But that's the thing, right? It's a climb, not the elevator ride. It's not a quick fix. There is no quick fix to success and wealth and changing our lives. And I got another angel numbers deck, and I love this deck. It's absolutely beautiful, but let me give it a shuffle real quick. All right. Oh, I'm going to put these back in. All right. May I please have another angel number for this reading, Source? What rewards are coming to pile number 1 for their shadow work? Rewards coming to pile number 1 for their shadow work. Okay, can I get it? Yeah, there we go. All right, on the bottom, we have completion. 999, release what no longer serves you and prepare to embark on a new chapter filled with opportunities. Exactly. Didn't I say that since the get-go? It's been all about opportunities for you, pile number 1. I love this reading for you. What do we have? Leo energy, self-confidence, loyalty, and creativity. So there's something new that you're creating, or it's something that's been in the process of you being creative, and it's bringing a lot of confidence to you, a lot of clarity, a lot of beauty, a lot of loyalty to self and to the process. It's like when you get noticed for whatever it is that you're doing, you're just going to feel so good about yourself. Like you already feel really good about yourself. It's just going to be amplified for sure. And then we have Aurora and Maxialu with your true power is the light of your own magic. Remember, you are a powerful, magical creature. And this goes back to that energy that I was feeling earlier where it's like, if you believe it's not possible, it's not. But if you believe it is possible, then it is. And that's where your own magic is coming into play here. Look, completion again. We've got completion twice here. right? We've got completion coming out twice for you here, full moon. This is the end of a cycle for you. You're closing it out for good. I feel like this wants to be out because it's the truth. This is the end. You're not going to be in this poverty mindset anymore. And then on the bottom, look, we've got, or I'm sorry, the last card here, we have evolution. 5, 6, 7, you are evolving spiritually and emotionally, moving towards greater wisdom and understanding. And I feel like that's true because it's of self. And these are not all blue. Like, they're all actually different colors. Like, see, they're all different colors. So we've got a lot of blue ones all together here. And we're going to put those back. We're going to see, let me grab the book. We're going to see what your card says here. So you're definitely evolving. There's a lot changing for you, and you're about to come up into a very successful, wealthy time. And this is monetary wealth. Okay, that's what I'm getting for you, pile one. It's not really giving me other types of abundance and wealth. This is really about monetary wealth. It could be health, okay, but it just feels something like you're going to be rewarded with money. It's what I feel. Okay. So let's take a look at your card. We have Anubis with number 1 here. I'm going to read this from the book. Anubis. Look. Oh, I'm done. I'm over this right now. Thank you so much, Source. This card is about darkness, transformation, and thresholds, and we're talking about shadow work. We even got the dark card on the bottom. If you didn't see the shuffle in the beginning, but we got the dark card on the bottom, which is just so synchronistic to this reading, right? And you got number 1 about having faith. Says the card of Anubis represents some kind of metamorphosis to come. As the god who guards the portal to the underworld, he is seen as a deity of thresholds and liminal spaces of crossing from one place to another. He acts as a guide through the Dwat. As such, he is a god of the abyss, the space between one place and another. When this card appears, it is suggesting that you are about to undergo some kind of transformation. His appearance can be a little intimidating. Anubis is here to reassure you that this transformation is for your highest good. Though it is likely to come through a period of adversity, your strength is about to be tested in some way so you can cross over from your past and into your future self. This card indicates a period of growth during the darker time. The seed of your future has been sown in darkness, and it will shoot up when you least expect it. Look, and we got all the nature, the tree here, the nature. Oh my gosh, I love this. It may not look as you imagined it would. You must face your fears and let go of any unnecessary conflict that surrounds you. Your sense of identity may be challenged during this time, and you may be asked to release old ideas of who you were in favor of who you need to be in the days ahead. Bear in mind that dark nights of the soul are inevitable, but they do not last forever. Let Anubis be your strength and your guide. Oh my gosh, I love this reading so much. There's so many synchronicities coming out here. Okay, pile one, and you got the number 1 card from the deck. I love that. Okay, this is what I see for you here. If you felt like this was your reading, leave a black heart down below and say, I understand my transformation comes from relieving myself of my past identity and stepping forth into who I am meant to be. And if you felt like this resonated with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for a personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on memberships, but if not, thank you so much for your continued support here. With that being said, I'm going to leave this here, but I do want to take a quick second to thank you to your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this incredible message. And until next time, pile number 1, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of pyrite, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, this is going to be a reading on rewards for doing your shadow work. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this channel, this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And for anyone that is new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop to it and find out what rewards are coming to pile number 2 source for doing their shadow work. What rewards are coming for pile number 2 for their shadow work? How is pile number 2 getting rewarded for their shadow work, source? What would you like to say? Okay, so we've got the 4th house, we've got Mercury, we have Venus, and we have Libra energy. Interesting. Balance. Balance and harmony. Peace. I feel like there's been a lot of stress that you've had to experience in your life. I feel like you're one of the piles that has always been in constant survival mode. Like, you may not know what it is to be outside of a survivor, right? Like, constantly on the go, constantly trying to save yourself, constantly trying to make sense of everything in life, trying to, fight back energies that aren't serving you, trying to fight back toxic energies or really overbearing energies, people who want to control you, people who are very superficial, people who are trying to make you see things that aren't there, like trying to play off like you're gullible or you might not be as smart as you are, or these things. Like, I feel like it's been a constant fight. Okay, like, these are just energies that are coming in. It's like people are like trying to impress on you that you're not as amazing as you actually are. And what I see here is that it's finally time for you to receive justice, right? It's time for you to receive that harmony and that balance that you've been working so hard for. This is letting go of childhood wounds that were from a very early age. This not being loved, not being supported, not being held, not being nurtured, not being understood, not being given the time of day, right? This is like neglect that's coming through. This is feelings of abandonment. This is feelings of not being worthy of love. And it's like you've been working on that, trying to make yourself see that you are worthy of love. You know that you're worthy of love, but believing that has to only, it has to align with the thoughts that you're having. And sometimes that internal balance is really, really off-centered. And so what I see here is that Source is bringing you rewards of balance and harmony and magnetic energy so that you can attract what you desire. We're not going to be looking, I don't feel like for you, pile 2, this is about material rewards as much as it is about the internal peace that you've been looking for, which I feel like for some of you, I just felt this huge sigh, like, it's all I've wanted. Like, everything else can wait, but I've got to work on my internal peace. That's what I really felt like for you, pile 2, coming through right now. It just felt like such a huge sigh of relief. And I can absolutely see that. And you're not the only one in your family that's dealt with this chaos, right? But because others didn't choose to heal or didn't know that there was an option to heal, they continued passing on that wound to the next generation, and it just kind of amplified each generation. It became harder and harder to deal with. It got really out of balance, and it's just chaos. Like, it's destructive chaos is what I'm hearing here. And so you're finally seeing that you are worthy of loving yourself. And I feel like for you to practice self-love, pile number 2, I feel like that was probably one of the most difficult things that you've ever had to do, because you were so used to putting other people first. And that came from trying to ensure when things were chaotic at home, it was easier for you to reach out with your psychic abilities, with your intuition, with your discernment, and say, okay, well, they're not in a good mood today, so I'll go ahead and try to nurture them. I'll try to support them. I'll try to be there for them. And you were always putting yourself on the back burner because no one ever put you first. And so I feel like for you, pile 2, putting yourself first was something that was very challenging, although it was incredibly rewarding for you. You're seeing the rewards of that now. And that's part of our shadow work, right? Like that's absolutely part of our shadow work, is contending with that. And so we see here, it's like finding this new balance within that's going to be serving you so well. Let's see what the tarot has to say. All right, so the sun in reverse fell out of the deck when I picked it up. I'm going to put this back in the deck and shuffle, but it's just interesting that it fell off. I was just going to put it in and start shuffling, but they wanted me to bring it out. So it's just this not feeling good, right? Feeling stuck in a situation. But do you see how this little boy, or it could be a girl, but I just always thought of these as two little boys on this. It's like this little boy is helping this other little boy, right? Or this child is helping this other child. And it's like, I've got you. I'm going to help you heal your heart. And it's like they're leaning on him for that balance, right? That assistance. But when it's in the reverse, it's talking about being stuck in a situation that you can't get out of. And it's talking about feeling hopeless and like there's no light in life, right? It's just a dark cloud that's constantly over you, depression and feeling of, you know, when am I ever going to feel good in life? And part of that's because you were always putting others first. So let's see what the rewards are for shadow work that you've done. So Source, what are the rewards for pile number 2 for the shadow work? What rewards are coming in for pile number 2 because of their shadow work? What rewards are coming in for pile number 2 because of their shadow work? How's pile number 2 getting rewarded for their shadow work, Source? Thank you. How's pile number 2 getting rewarded for their shadow work? Yeah, you're letting go of superficial beliefs. Like that everyone else matters but you don't. That's a superficial belief because you matter just as much as everyone else, right? How is pile number 2 getting rewarded for their shadow work? Wow. Okay, this is the one they want, even though we had a stack of cards fly out. Okay, here we go. Okay, for pile 2, Source, how is pile 2 getting rewarded for their shadow work? How is pile number 2 getting rewarded for their shadow work? Okay, thank you. Interesting. How's pile number 2 getting rewarded for their shadow work? How's pile number 2 getting rewarded for their shadow? I can't. Thank you, Source. It's just funny because I was just thinking, because the 4 of Swords in the reverse and the Sun in the reverse really mean almost identically the same thing. Feeling hemmed in, feeling stuck, feeling surrounded by people who won't let you grow. I mean, it's really about this identity that you have about being oppressed. And for the Sun in reverse to come out once again, it wanted to be on the table. We see here it's family, it's friends, it's society, it's people in your life who are keeping you feeling small and who have been trying to keep you feel small. On the bottom, yeah, we have the 9 of coins in the reverse. And don't worry, we're going to understand this a little bit more. We just want to see if what it is that we're looking at, right? What it is that we're healing from, what it is that Source is rewarding. Hey, little flamingo, you got to stay up there, man. Okay, there we go. My nephew gave that to me. That's why I have it on my table. All right, so let's, where do we want to start? I wanted to flip this over, so let's start here. Okay, good. I'm glad that this came out. The Knight of Wands in the upright here. Okay, so what we see here is you're moving away from this, but not only are you moving away from it, you're setting up a very, very sturdy, like, security around yourself. Like, this is a boundary, but it's also security for yourself. You're saying, I'm tired of letting other people decipher how I should feel about myself and convince me that how they feel is far more important than how I feel, right? And that's what I was saying earlier. It's like this feeling of where you saw everyone else mattered but you. And a person can only take that so long before, you know, something snaps. Like, if I don't matter, then why was I even gifted this life, right? And it's like you realize, like, I do matter. It's just that no one wants to put me first because they're so greedy. They want to be put first. Okay, and we're seeing that you're looking at this now clearly. we see that you're like, okay, I'm detaching myself from this. Even though this is a Wands card, he's very clearly setting up this boundary. Like, I'm going to turn myself this way, and I want to look at the situation from a different place. How is this affecting my now moments? How is this affecting my here now life? And through that, you see, you're like, okay, if I detach from everyone else and how they're feeling, and I detach from everyone else and how they've made me feel, then I see the truth, and that's the illusion. Yes, and then we have the Seven of Swords here, and we see that you've overcome the mentality that this is created, and that's the reward. Right? It might not be money, but this is powerful stuff. I want you to know, pile 2, this is powerful stuff. We have to look at rewards as more than just monetary gain, because it is. When you're letting go of something that has kept you stuck for so long, or kept you feeling small for so long, when you're this magnificent, grand energy that deserves to be seen in the power that you have, you're stepping aside and realigning back with yourself. We see perseverance, overcoming things, getting through the hardships, getting over the anger, getting over the negativity, finding your truth. But the illusion was so real for so long, it took you coming into a state of maturity with the Knight of Wands here in order for you to say, okay, is this really something that is mine to hold, or is this something that I don't want to hold? Is this something that is keeping me locked up? Is this something that's keeping me feeling bad about myself? And so we see that here, and I do feel like it was family, and it may have extended to friends and lovers as well. But we see here with the 4th house that this is something that is coming from your roots, from your place of birth, from your home where you were raised, okay? And it's clear we're trying to find this balance back into life. Source wanting you to be balanced, because the balance is where you find the will to move forward to create the life that you want. It's like you couldn't even focus on manifesting anything because there's so much hardships that were coming at you. Like, and I felt like this is very, really heavy on your heart. You know, it could be a Leo that you were dealing with. You could be a Leo. It could be a Libra you were dealing with, a Virgo, or an Aquarius. It doesn't have to be any of those signs. We also have Taurus and Cancer energy here, but it's this energy that the wounded mother, but also the wounded father, someone who criticized you harshly, someone who made you feel like you didn't belong to the family, someone who made you feel like their emotions were the only thing that mattered, and if you didn't take care of them, then it was going to be all holy HE double hockey stick for you, right? And so you see that here. You see that. And you have found abundance and wealth by choosing to move away from this. And so I feel like this is something that is helping you to move further beyond that. So let's see if we can kind of understand what the reward is more here. Source of Moon, please get some clarifiers right away. Awareness. Yeah. This is Cancer energy here. Coming out with the Chariot. This is awareness. You're opening up to the truth. You're burning away what was keeping you stuck. And it's like interesting because the more aware you become, the more you realize that it was not as heavy as it was made to seem, right? But when you didn't know, it was the only thing that mattered, right? And that's what it feels like here. And so you're finding out something that's very honest and very truthful about yourself. And if you look, let me show you this again. Internally here, we have this little Buddha that's inside of here, and that's that peace that's emerging, right? And so it's like this peace and this harmony that's emerging. And so we have that clarification that I was feeling with the dice. What's coming in from this, from you doing your shadow work, is peace and harmony. You're moving beyond survivor mode. May you please clarify, Source? Okay. Thank you. One more. May you please clarify? Okay. Yeah, healing with the King of Cups. Okay. Hold on. Let's take a look at the bottom of the deck first, and then we'll get into it. We have the 10 of Coins here. We are the world. So this is interesting, right? Because I feel like you healing is actually healing the world. You're changing the vibration of the people around you. Maybe not the family that you grew up with, but the friends that are in your life, or even just the people you connect with on a day-to-day basis. And a reward that you're receiving is the ability to influence others in a very profound way. Yeah, and the Two of Coins, moment to moment. That's that balance coming in. In a sea of all things, I'm balancing. It's like if you look, I'm going to put this down for a minute. This looks like there's cities on either side here, right? And it's like it doesn't matter what's going on in the world. You're flying higher. You're in a much higher place. You're purifying yourself. And that's why I feel like it's like through this balance, through this ability to see your truth, you are impacting the world, and that's going to come back to you in various ways, right? In good ways, in various ways. But Source is showing like right now, the rewards that you're receiving are healing. We see here awareness and the ability to affect the world. It's like influence. Not necessarily influence or status. It could be. But this is like you are going to be this peaceful entity walking around that people are going to want to come into and be like, how did you get to this place? So look, we have the King of Coins here. I'm sorry, the King of Cups here with healing. Your heart chakra, right? Matters of the heart. This has affected you. Didn't I say that earlier? This is very heavy on the heart. And then we have this King of Cups energy coming out showing that this is matters of the heart. The only thing that mattered here was you healing your heart. You had to stop being so mentally and emotionally attached to that. And that's what I said with the Knight of Wands here, is like you had to detach from the situation and look at it from a different place. And we see that visually playing out here, right? From taking action with the solar plexus chakra, and from thinking about it with the Ajna chakra, and even the throat chakra is blocked off here. What do I feel? And why is that important to me? And why does that matter? And so here we see heart chakra healing, and that's the reward for your shadow work. And that's why this is so important. I feel like we are the world with the 10 of Coins. Like, that's why this is so important, because you're helping others see life from a heart-centric place. And it's like other people who've had very much burdens, deep burdens in their heart space, you're helping them to relieve that. I love this. Okay, and then we have, look, the 9 of Coins came out again with ripeness. Reaping the rewards of the seeds that you planted, your efforts, right? But it's like sweet results await. This is something that it might not seem that big of a deal right now, but it's like the minute you taste that first moment of freedom from being in survival mode, it's like all you've ever wanted, and you're never going to want to go back. And that's what this feels like. And this is really profound, right? We got the 9 of Coins and the 10 of Coins coming out together. When you feel this peace, this comes almost instantaneously. What I was talking about. This is like universal rewards here. Okay, and it could turn into something that's monetary, but it's more than that for you. I feel like pile number 2, it's like you've just been wondering, when am I going to have peace of mind and balance in life? And that's what's happening here. Your awareness is bringing that. Your healing is bringing that. Your heart chakra is healing through all this process, and it's so strong. Let's see. What else, Source? What rewards is pile number 2 receiving for their shadow work? Okay, thank you. On the bottom, we have conjunction, a union emerging and coming together. This feels like you're emerging with your soul, with your heart, with your chakras. Like you're in this place of really becoming one with self and one with Source. This could also talk about, because you're healing the heart chakra, that someone who is love interest is going to be coming in for you. We'll see if there's more that comes out with the oracle, but I just feel like I need to mention that for someone. But more than anything, this is about you being able to merge with your higher self, and that's really powerful. And that's a huge reward. All right, Source, what rewards is pile number 2 receiving for their shadow work? Okay, thank you. And on the bottom, we have Ashtar, Sharon, and Turbo with 40. Friendship requires attention, respect, and harmony. Nurture it. It is very precious. Do not lose touch with your friends. Okay, so you're connecting with someone here. It could just be a friend. That's the union, right? Soul Tribe would still fall in line with that conjunction card, okay? So don't ever knock it if it's not romantic love, because friendship is probably, for me, I would say friendship is more important, because that somebody is going to be someone that you can rely on through thick and thin, and you should rely on your love for that as well. But I feel like friendship is just someone that's just so vital for us, someone that we're not sexually involved with. It's vital for us to have those connections. Okay, so we have the green gold dragon from Sirius. Brings universal knowledge to your spiritual pathway. Learn about spiritual technology. Be a transmitter of sacred knowledge. Again, this idea affecting the world. So this could be you bringing in some sort of knowledge from the divine, some sort of knowledge from Sirius. If you identify with being a starseed, this could be some sort of message from source that you're going to be channeling. This is some kind of key, but it's like he's holding this universal key, right? And it's bringing starlight. So this has to do with you sharing your light with the world in a very beautiful way. And that only came from you by healing the shadow side of yourself. Look, we have submerged with iceberg coming out. This is just the tip of the iceberg. That's what this is talking about, right? Because we only see 10% above the water, and there's 90% beneath the surface. So this is just a piece of what's coming for what it is that you've done through your shadow work. I feel like Source wants to leave some surprises for us as well. But also I feel like it was just you realizing there was so much more going on beneath the surface within yourself, and it was like necessary for you to heal that as well. And then we have whale breach. Yeah, you're leaving this behind. Okay, this isn't, or you're getting out of here. Whatever the emotional hardships were that were leaving you cold and bitter and, you know, maybe anxious and angry at others, like you're leaving that behind. You're getting out of that situation, and it's not going to be in your life like that anymore. You're going to be able to free yourself from that. Just a second. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so it feels like there's just a lot more. It was like letting go of that had to free you up, right? So let's get an archetype card here and see what comes through. Your light is what's shining out in the world. Okay, look, the child wounded flipped over, and we're talking about childhood wounds. Awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children. Opens the learning path for forgiveness. And that's this energy, okay? And then the shadow is blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds and resists moving on through forgiveness. So I do feel like there was a time when forgiveness might have been very challenging for you. But again, that's the shadow work, working through this, right? And working through that helped open you up to this forgiveness, because it's like, I'm feeling tired of holding on to this anger. I'm feeling tired of holding on to this resentment. All right, on the bottom, yeah, okay, we have the father wound. We have the father with the light is talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit, and the shadow is dictatorial control and abuse of authority. And that's what I was feeling earlier. It's like my emotions are the only ones that matter. Like, you don't matter. You have to take care of me, right? And that's not a support system for you. It's just making you feel more and more like a burden when you're not. You're the one that should have been loved and held and appreciated. But when they didn't have the space, time, energy, or the capacity to do that, it left you feeling broken and wounded. And that's what you're healing now. And I feel like it was really hard for you to come into this space, but you're doing so much better. And we see here peace of mind. Let's get some angel numbers out on it. Source, what angel numbers will help us better understand The rewards for pile number 2 doing their shadow work. What rewards are coming in for pile number 1's shadow work? Wow, okay, you're getting 2. Structures. We had 18 flip over. Spirit guides, progress, justice. And didn't I say that at the very beginning? I felt like you were getting justice. Structure, system, processes, conditioning, and rules. You were on the right track. Someone from the other side has your back and encourages you to try your best. You will succeed. Observe your surroundings and communicate clearly. Be sure that everything will fall to pieces or into place, if you will. But everything is falling apart right now so that it can fall into place. And so I love this with structures coming out because it's showing this is justice for you. Okay, they're bringing in justice. On the bottom, 1441. I'm done. Thank you so much, Source. We have family ties, connections, relationships, romantic relationships, and family ties. How do you move forward toward your life's true calling? Do what makes you happy. Your enthusiasm is what keeps you going. Follow your interest if it's piqued by something. Following these routes will help you discover your life's purpose. So healing these family ties by forgiveness, right? Forgiveness of what happened. We can't go back and change it. But through that forgiveness is opening you up to your life's purpose, which will help you come into a space of manifesting what you desire. I feel like this was such a huge block for you on the journey pile number 2 that it was necessary for you to face this part of yourself. And the reward here is the justice. You're receiving justice. Okay, and we have expansion with 333 on the body, on the bottom. Trust in your abilities and embrace opportunities for growth and expansion. Yes. And I think that's the other thing, too, that you need to know is that you do have something worth sharing. You know, it's like maybe you felt like you didn't have anything worth sharing or like you weren't worth anybody's time. But the justice here is that people are going to be flocking to you for information, for help, for assistance, right? For help with forgiveness. And I feel like you're going to feel really good about that, too. The 12th house, spirituality, transcendence, karma, sacrificial service, and healing. Healing, but healing karmic cycles, healing generational cycles, right? And then look, we have Venus, and we've got Venus out here, and Diam Chanen with the beauty of love lies in its wildness. Be daring and embark upon journeys with your dragon. Don't be afraid to let yourself be seen, okay? And then we have, look, Kuan Yin's pink dragon brings firm love that resets your karmic balance. See all your cords dissolve by transcendent love. Enjoy your freedom. Look for divine around you. Yeah, this is freeing you. Look at this beautiful dragon. This is freeing you from that imbalance that was because of a karmic cycle. Karma, right? Coming out with both of these. It's not that you did anything wrong. It was just it was put on your shoulders because no one had done it before you in your family. And you're the one who chose to do it. So you were the one that was strong enough to face that part of yourself. How amazing. We have 0220 with pleasure, leisure, rest, holiday pleasure, love, affection, kindness, and happiness. You are worthy of affection, leisure, and pleasure. If you tell your family and friends how you feel, you'll find that you're all on the same page and can work together effectively. Many people are rooting for you. If you spread love, it will find its way back to you multiplied. And that's exactly this energy that I kept getting with the We Are the World, right? That's what I kept getting with that. Oh my gosh, I love these synchronicities. And we have adaptability with 765. You are flexible and capable of facing changes. Trust in your strength to navigate any challenges that arise. Yes, I love this. Okay, so you're making changes in your life. There's a lot of pleasure that's going to come in. You're forgiving. So the reward here is balance and peace of mind. Freedom from that oppressive situation that you were in for so long. Let's take a look at your Egyptian Book of the Dead Oracle card here and see what it says. We have Nut. Nut, is it Newt or Nut? I think it's Nut. That just sounds so strange. Anyways, I don't know. We have number 18 coming through here. Look, isn't this interesting? This is like someone standing, and I know this has another meaning, but it's just like someone standing over another person. It's like trying to put them inside of the frame that they see fit, right? And that's just the image that I'm seeing here. That's what it felt like. Someone who felt like they had a right to control your every move, right? But I feel like this is Source coming in and reassessing things with the stars here. There's something about the stars here. I feel like you might really resonate with being a star child. Okay, so we have Nut with, or Newt, maybe it's Newt. Cosmic order, darkness, and dreams. Now, it was the Egyptian goddess of the night sky, the stars, constellation, and planets. As such, she was considered one of the deities who helped to maintain cosmic order. When darkness fell, Nut came into her power, arching over the earth, god Geb. Nut was the mother of several primary deities of the Egyptian pantheon, including Isis, Osiris, Seth, and Nephthys. Nut is the heavenly dome with her train of stars. As such, she presides over astronomy, astrology, and stargazing. She was also the deity who protected the souls of the newly dead as they made their way into the Duat. This card of shooting stars and nighttime wishes, it suggests that you should cast your dreams to the heaven and see what happens. Ask Nut to guide your wishes into reality and to visit you in your dreams with a message. Get outside and look up at her midnight blue realm. She comes to teach you that darkness is not to be feared, but in the place where all dreams begin, sow your seeds in the darkness. Live your dreams by day and call on this goddess to watch over you. With her protection, you can waltz among the stars and become a cosmic dancer. Oh my gosh, I love this message. I love this message for you. So they're saying, like, you're coming into a place of balance, right? Cosmic justice, cosmic order, like justice is being served. And so now it's like, whatever you want, you have the ability and the capacity to manifest that by saying, this is what I desire. And by wishing that upon a star, if you will, right? Write it into existence, speak it into existence, tell Source this is what you want to create in your life, and they will help you create that. Okay, and I love that this is talking about the darkness as well, because I don't know if you saw the intro, but on the bottom of the deck, we got the dark card, which talks about the shadow work. So this is a very synchronistic reading overall, and this is what I see for you, pile number 2. If you feel like this is your reading, leave a little star emoji down below and say, through forgiveness and healing my childhood wounds, I am now capable of wishing upon a star, knowing that everything I desire is coming true. If it resonated with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for a personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on memberships, but if not, thank you so much for your continued support here. And with that being said, I am going to get out of here, but I do want to say a quick thanks to your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides, all for coming together to give us this deeply intense and amazing reading. And until next time, pile number 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful tumbled rock, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on the rewards for your shadow work. What are those rewards for your shadow work, for doing your shadow work? I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, this channel, this ever-growing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for anyone new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and hop to it and find out what is pile number 3's reward for doing their shadow work, Source. What is pile number 3's reward for shadow work? Source, what is pile number 3's reward for shadow work? Source, what is pile number 3's reward for shadow work? Okay, so we've got interesting Capricorn, the 8th house, and the sun. I love that the 8th house is here. Before I grab my block, I really think that that's so synchronistic, because the 8th house really does talk about the mysteries of life, the mystery of the subconscious, shadow work, doing all those hard things that no one wants to do, the taboo, looking into, you know, parts of ourselves that bring up obsession, jealousy, tendency to be disconnected from people. It's like this part of ourselves that is healing karma and facing fears, right? And so we see that here. They're already making reference to that, and that's happened in all 3 piles, which I absolutely love. We see that this is something you've been diligent about. So what is the reward like right now? We're not even getting into that, because Source is just admiring how much work you've done. You've been very disciplined on learning about yourself, on understanding yourself, on seeing what it is that you bring to each and every day, the interactions, what's happening between you and another person, but what is it that you're bringing to that? Wow, I've got the hiccups. Okay. And it's not even about other people now for you. This is literally about you figuring out how you play a part in every single connection and interaction that comes in your life. And to be here, pile 3 is next level, right? This is next level work. This is you taking this so seriously. This is like, I'm ready to become who I'm meant to become. And not everybody gets to a level like this, or is even willing to go that extra mile. So for you coming here, pile number 3, it's like amazing. Okay. And I feel like you're the person who's like, my whole life, I'm just going to be healing. I'm going to be growing. I'm going to be evolving. Like, it feels like for you, you've just accepted that spiritual work and health and shadow work are a part of your journey in life. Like, it's not about when shadow work is done. It's just about, what is it going to bring for me throughout my journey here in this realm? And that's what Source is pointing at here, because you're so structured around shadow work. Whatever it is that you're doing is structured around shadow work. It's around the darkness that no one wants to see. It's around the darkness that you yourself may have ran from for a time, but it was like, once you acknowledged it, you were all in it. And it wouldn't surprise me if you have some very prominent Scorpio placements, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising, Scorpio sun, Scorpio in the 10th house, Scorpio north node, Scorpio south node. Yeah, so just some like really prominent placements of Scorpio coming through here. And if not, that's okay. It doesn't mean that this message is not for you. That's just another confirmation for someone. This is about you and how you see yourself as well, right? Especially with the sun here. It's all about the self and the discipline that you've put towards this and the structure that you've built around healing yourself. And it's impressive. Like, I'm impressed. I'm over here like, wow, this is so cool, right? It really is. It's so cool that you've come so far, that you've done this, that you're not afraid of what this is bringing into your life, right? This is like becoming a master and being persistent. It's just like, maybe you've had issues where you've faltered in your shadow work, and it's like, when you faltered, you noticed how things maybe started like getting complacent and you weren't growing. And so for your shadow work, you were just like, look, I don't like feeling that way. And so you become a master at shadow work. And I feel like that's exactly what the dice are pointing out here. So for those of you that have been doing this for a long while, or if you just really delved in and you never looked back, this is a very important message for you. Let's see what comes out with the tarot, though, here, and see what comes through. So, Source, what reward is pile number 3 getting for their shadow work? Yeah, overcoming negativity. This fell out. And noticing that parts of you that were stubborn, right, with the 5 of Wands in the reverse, these coming out together is interesting. Is this like, this isn't a part of your spread, but it's like they fell out of the deck. They want to be looked at. We've got you overcoming the negative traits that maybe were very stubborn or even vile in your life, like where maybe you didn't see how you were hurting yourself or hurting others even. You know, this is someone who wouldn't surprise me. We have the devil coming out. As I was going to say, this wouldn't surprise me if this is like a narcissist in recovery. And if that's not resonating with you, that is for a specific someone. Okay, and you could say, oh, narcissists will never recover, but that's not necessarily true. When we put that on other people, we're basically saying we have no faith in them, right? In their ability to find their own journey. So we have to have faith in people to find their own journey. The other message that's coming through is that you've had a life full of narcissists and you've had to recover from that. And in recovering from that, you've also found your own toxic patterns and behaviors that were basically like a moth to the flame for them, like calling them in, like people pleasing, putting yourself on the back burner, and these things. Okay, so again, take what resonates. Remember, energy is fluid. So for pile number 3 source, what is pile number 3's rewards for their shadow work? And we'll get to the rewards, don't worry. Usually the rewards, they've been coming out in the dice, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. So source, what is pile number 3's rewards for their shadow work? One more. What is pile number 3's rewards for their shadow work? Love, friendship. It's interesting because before I started this, I was getting an energy of like a relationship coming in, if that's what you're looking for, like soul tribe. So what is pile number 3's reward for their shadow work, source? Thank you. What is pile number 3's reward for their shadow work? What is pile number 3's reward for their shadow work? Thank you. What is pile number 3's reward for their shadow work, source? Oh, okay, thank you. All right, on the bottom of the deck, we have, interesting, the 9 of coins in the reverse, illusions. This is what you see. You've worked so hard and you've become so wise about yourself and your actions. You've opened your heart up to the truth that's around you. It's like you see others for them being in their shadow as well. So it's like when hurt people are hurting people, it's like you see that. You see the wounded child within them and you're not taking things personally anymore. And you're aware of why people do the things that they do even before they are, right? And we see that this is... You've shown this light on the illusions of yourself, which has allowed you to see the illusions of the world. It would not surprise me, pile 3, if you're like half in the spiritual realm, half in the physical. Not even just a foot in, a foot out. This is literally like half your body is in the spiritual realm, half your body is in the physical realm. And sometimes you might not see the difference between the two because they're flowing so fluidly between your nadis, okay? If you're wondering what that is, that's the fluid, that's the manifestation and the liberation current that flows through the chakras, is the nadis. And it's this energy that's like, you really are finding this perfect balance, but you've let go of so much. You've ended so many things here with 9-9 coming out together, the Hermit and the 9 of coins in the reverse. Right? But it all had to do with you understanding, taking time to realize what were the illusions that you were convincing yourself were realities. And that's part of what your shadow work has been around. And so what we've been finding out is some of the shadow work that we've been going through and then really honing in on what those rewards are. Okay. Yeah. So we've got strength in the reverse. Interesting. The Ace of Swords. And the 9 of Swords. Look at this. Is such a beautiful energy. Look, we have 999 coming out together here. Okay, I'm going to laugh. And we've got the King of Coins. Okay, so stability, strength, material wealth. That's something that is coming. Clarity is coming for you as well. The ability to see through others' masks and the facades that they put on, that's absolutely a reward here, okay? So let's get into this and understand this a little bit deeper, but we see here that there was a repression of your own inner demons, right? With the strength in reverse, we're talking about repressing past memories, past beliefs, past energies, past situations and circumstances, but even past self. And it was hard for you to recognize the truth of who you were. And if you look, it's so interesting because in the Tarot Marseille, if I can get that. The strength card, the lion here, doesn't have sharp teeth. It has flat teeth. So it's really not a threat, right? It's not as big a threat as it seems to be. Like, and you have 11 and 1, so 111 and 999 coming out together. You might see 1199 a lot as well. We're going to get some angel numbers, so that's really telling in this reading already. But this was a fear of self, right? It was a fear of self, but it wouldn't surprise me if pile 3, at some point, you may have blamed everyone for your downfalls and put it on everyone else, that it was everything outside of you that was creating all these hardships in your life, and really facing yourself. I feel like for you, that was something that was just like so hard for you to do. But then when you did it, you have really, really benefited from that. Didn't I say that with the dice too? Like, it was really difficult for you to do this, but you're reaping these rewards from it already. Like, you're seeing the growth that's come from that. It might not have been your pile, but I really feel like it was. Anyways, sometimes it's so present, I don't actually remember what I said before, and sometimes I do, so it's just the way it goes. But yeah, we see that this was just something that you didn't want to face in the beginning. But then something like hit you like a lightning bolt, where it was like, this is a reality. And I'm seeing something very honest and very real and very truthful from source. This is a gift. And you recognize those red flags that you may have either invited into your life from other people. Like I said, you could have been surrounded by narcissists for a huge portion of your life and not known, right? Not even known. Just like, why is everybody like this in the world? Like, what the heck is wrong with people? But there was a lot of you having to get, like, trying to keep things under control, you were losing your grip on reality, right? And then through this understanding, it was like, wow, not everybody's like this. It's just because this is all I've known close to home, because I was conditioned to be a certain way because of these energies. And that was a lot of internal conflict for you. Having to assess your own energy, having to assess yourself, and for this fear of failing, right? Being the failure, being the problem, being the whole reason that everybody was the way that they were. But I also feel like this is what Source was like, no, that's not a reality for you, is that it's not your fault that all these people were that way. But we have to heal the disconnect that you were conditioned to have because of those energies in your life. And that's where the Ace of Swords came in, is like this lightning bolt to the head, like, oh my gosh, like, I understand now. And that could have been when you learned about narcissists, or when you started learning, maybe you started learning some psychology, or you started learning in the spiritual journey. It was like all of a sudden this energy came up and you were like, wow, this whole time I've been blaming everyone else and not even understanding myself, right? And so there was something here where you had a victory because of the sharpness of mind that you were given. You had a victory where you were able to clearly rationalize what was happening. And through that, it helped you overcome any of those red flags that maybe made you fall flat on your face, or made you fall in love with someone, or made you go and chase someone, right? So we all have those, because we have all had to lose against someone in order to build courage here. And you started winning against those energies, and you started being able to put your imperfect self, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it felt like you felt like a failure at one point, and you felt like super flawed, but you actually started embracing those parts of yourself. And through that, you were able to start winning against everybody that was like, oh no, you're never gonna succeed. You're never gonna amount to anything. And that like gave you so much courage. And through that, we see that you actually healed so much that now you see people from an entirely different way. Like, if you look at yourself today versus yourself even just a few years ago, it's probably like an entirely different person. You might not even recognize yourself anymore, or you recognize yourself more. Yeah, we have politics coming out. The Seven of Swords. Yeah, so you were just playing the part, but look, it was like the mask, right? And I do feel like this is that energy of dealing with sneaky people. And so you always had to put on a good face for people. And it was like, that was why it fed into that belief of being a failure, being not good enough or not worthy enough of having good things in life. And so what Source is saying here is like, when you stopped playing the politics and focused on yourself, you started digging into the depths of who you were. And now because of that, not only are you being given clarity, you're being given this insane discernment. And I do feel like there is financial stability here with the King of Coins coming out underneath the Hermit. Well, let's clarify some more here. What rewards is pile number 3 receiving for their shadow work, Source? For pile number 3, what is the reward for their shadow work? Whoa, okay. Sliding into second. Okay, on the bottom, we have suppression. Wow, look at this. This is the 10 of Wands. Now, interesting, because the 10 of Wands in the Tarot Marseille talks about having someone there with you through thick and thin, right? It's a friendship, it's a relationship, but you both go through hell and high water and you make it out and you become stronger because of it. But let's take a look at this for just a second. Do you see this? Like, bound by these ropes. And the ropes aren't really done tight, but still feeling bound by them. And feeling like everything is cracking and falling apart and being suppressed. And I feel like you were suppressing a part of yourself because of being surrounded by such negative energy, right? And of course you would, because you never felt like you were worthy of letting yourself be seen. And so this is the completion of that cycle. And underneath that, we have the 7 of Coins, which says that you're now doing things in a different way. You're now letting yourself be seen. You're now creating something that is worthy of your time, but you're doing it all in an unorthodox way. And then we have the King of Coins again, 3 cards in. Okay, this is the balancing of your karma. And there's like things that are balancing out from your shadow work where you're going to be receiving a windfall of abundance. And I feel like it's abundance in a lot of things. I feel like there's relationships, soul tribe, material wealth. I feel like you're going to be having things in your life that you never had before, opportunities left and right. You're going to be receiving so much and also taking action on new ideas and plans moving forward. So let's see what comes through here. Letting go. Yeah. This is the 8 of Cups. And you know what? The 8 of Cups in the Tarot Marseille talks about family. And so you have family, and I feel like this was the clarity on something that was going on with a family situation. Now, family could be family you grew up with. This could be a relationship that you have. This could be a spouse. This could be a spouse with kids. This could be your children. It could be anybody. It could be parents, you know, whatever. But we're seeing here family. And I feel like that's the truth that was brought in here. I feel like you had to let go. And I feel like you're not in a place of feeling resentment anymore for what had happened in the past. And that's so powerful, pile number 3. Like, I want you to know that to come into that place where what has happened to you is no longer who you are, but just something that happened. And something that I don't have to identify with, you're winning in that case. Because so many people are so identified with the things that happened to them. It's like they're not seeing it as happening for my greatest good so that I can become my most aligned self. They're seeing it as like a victim mentality, as poor me, why did I go through this? And I feel like that's something that you have absolutely had to face within yourself and overcome. And you might notice that a lot of people come to you for advice. You might notice that a lot of people want to know what it is that you've been through, or to share their stories with you all of a sudden out of the blue. And it's like, why are people sharing their stories with me? It's because you've let go of that facade and you're very real, and that realness comes through. But it's also something that people feel in the core of their being is a deep inner truth, which is that I don't have to hold on to this resentment and this hurt and this pain any longer, because I want to be successful and I want to be free. And to be free means to forgive, right? And forgiveness is sometimes really hard for a lot of people, but I feel like you've had to overcome that, and you've done that, right? We have the Fool here. You took the leap. Yeah, you were willing to just like this is, you know what this is? Jesus, take the wheel, take it from my hand, 'cause I can't do this on my own. I'm letting go, so give me one more chance, right? Like, you just take it, Source. Take it. I can't try to hold on to all this hard energy, this rough energy, this heavy energy, this illusion. I can't hold on to it anymore. And you took the leap. You fell. You chose a direction. This is it. You chose a direction. You said, if forgiveness is what sets me free, then help me walk this path of forgiveness, because holy crap, it is so hard. And that's what happened. And you have freed yourself. And in the process, you've connected with Source in a beautiful way, and with the divine in this way of trusting that even though you don't know what's coming, or even though you don't know what's next, you still trust that everything's going to be okay. And so what's the reward here? The reward is a windfall of everything that you've asked for. You're going to start seeing things rolling in, and it's going to turn into this snowball effect. Like, if you ask for money, okay, that's going to start coming in. If you ask for a new home, like, that's going to come in. If you ask for a new ride, that's going to come in. If you ask for soul tribe, that's going to come in. If you ask for love, that's going to come in. If you ask for travel, that's going to come in. If you ask for new opportunities, that's going to come in. If you ask for creative expression in different ways, like, that's going to come in. Like, it's just all these things are going to start rolling in one after the other. And I feel like Source wants to leave you surprised as to exactly what those things are. But then when you start seeing one manifestation, one reward, right? Discernment, clarity, understanding, understanding, material, someone coming in and being there with you through thick and thin, a love relationship. When you start seeing one of these things, like, you're going to know all of those other things aren't far behind. And that's what has happened through your shadow work. Like, Source is now trusting you with other people because you have done the work on yourself. Like, you're a stable energy that people can rely on for hope, for truth, for seeing the world through different eyes, through eyes of love. And that's a very powerful place to be. All right, Source, maybe please have some more here. Okay, so for some of you, it's health. We have house 6, establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details. But I also feel like this is confirming of how disciplined you've been on this journey. You have created very practical routines in your life that you continue to show up for. And sometimes life may seem mundane, and that's okay, right? That's okay, because that's how we make progress, is through the mundane. But I also feel like, wow, that was so loud. Yes, that's true. But I also feel like if you've been worried about your health, there's going to be good news coming in about your health as well, for this to be the card that come out and flip over. And we have Sagittarius, optimism, exploration, and freedom. And didn't I say that? Like, you just wanted to be free. And so we have that confirmation coming in with Sagittarius energy here. I love this reading. I love this whole reading. I really love you, pile 3. Like, this is a great reading. We have Landa and Clarita with life on earth is a heroic journey. Mastering the visible and the earthly is as important as mastering the invisible and the mystic. Number 20. And didn't I say, like, you're this person who's half in the spiritual and half in the earth realm? And it's like, with this Capricorn energy, we saw that at the beginning. You become a master at the shadow work, but that's what has you putting half your body in the spirit, half your body in the physical. Like, you're a master at both. And that's the fool's journey, can also be likened to the heroic journey or the hero's journey, which is a common thing that you see in shows or in movies or in books, right? It's the hero's journey. It's their journey to becoming their most aligned version and their strongest self. And so the fool also does that through the journey of enlightenment. Oh, I love this. We have the cat joker on the bottom with it's time to take action. You are now in urgent need of structure, order, and clarity. And I feel like that's not, they're not saying like you're in urgent need of it. I feel like that's just that confirmation. You brought structure, order, and clarity to your life. And now there's this beautiful energy coming in. We have Lady Nada on the bottom with prudence. True life happens from one moment to the next. You will find the love you long for in the here and the now. Okay, with number 11. So 111, 1111, 999. These are all very powerful numbers for you. Let's see what else comes out here for pile number 3. What is pile number 3's reward for their shadow work, source? What is pile number 3's reward for their shadow work? Whoa. Yeah, I'm not surprised this one's making an appearance. Black Dragon from Saturn brings you wisdom through spiritual discipline. Concentrate and focus on the ultimate vision. Congratulate yourself. You've passed a test. Oh my gosh, I love this. You've passed a test. And Saturn being the planet of tough love, right? Like, it's been a difficult journey, but you've found so much peace in being in the hard parts of life, facing those fears, facing that karma, letting go and relieving yourself of the burden. On the bottom, we have Earth and Water Dragon creates the foundation for new growth. A fresh start is coming with new opportunities. Nurture your ideas and harvest the abundance. Right? And look at the moon, right? We see the dark side of the moon here. I love that. Oh my gosh, I love this. This is like by far probably my favorite reading. What else, source? What is pile 3's reward? Unfoldment. Unfolding is the lotus, and the lotus flower is so symbolic, right? Because it only can flourish in the muck and the mud. And it grows up through the muck and the mud to the top of the pond where it unfurls and unfolds as this beautiful flower. And that's exactly what is going on. It's like the path to enlightenment is what the lotus flower represents. And so we see the path to enlightenment. And that's also connected with the chakras, right? It's like that's the current of liberation in the chakra system. And the current of manifestation is how we bring that into this physical world. That's what I was saying. Like, you have this perfect flow between the two currents, and you're constantly working on it, constantly healing that, constantly creating that flow in the best way that you can. And I feel like that's also why the health has been made apparent here, because it's like maybe at one point you weren't very healthy because you were dealing with so many hard energies and it was weighing on you spiritually and it was manifesting in the physical, right, from those Saturn moments. And it would really do well for you, pile 3, if you don't know, to know where your Saturn and where your Jupiter reside, okay? So we have wind activation, and this to me feels like initiation. Clearing out the cobwebs so that you can be initiated for what's next. We're bringing in new weather, a new season, right? Bringing in the new. This is a great reading. I know I can't say it enough, but it really is. And if you've watched all 3 piles, leave a purple heart down below and just say I made it. That's always designated for those of you that choose to stick out the whole reading with me. It's never a requirement. I just appreciate you if you do. I appreciate everyone who spends this time with me, whether it's for one reading or for all of them. We have angel flipping over, helping those in need with no expectation of return, and the shadow is acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. See, and this is a thing, like, I feel like you're an earth angel that was severely wounded, and for a time you didn't understand how precious your energy was. And through healing, now you understand how precious your energy is. And now you're giving to others and you're not expecting anything in return. You're just here giving to others and helping others and being this beautiful light to others that is so greatly needed. We have athlete on the bottom with light attributes, dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower, and strength of spirit. So again, that in the world and in the spirit world. And the shadow is misuse of athletic abilities for selfish ends, false sense of invulnerability, and entitlement. And I feel like these are the type of people that you've dealt with. People who are entitled, people who always had an end goal in mind, who were using people. All right, so let's get some angel numbers out here for you, pile number 3. Source, please have some angel numbers for pile number 3. There's some angel numbers for pile number 3, source. Okay, wow. This one for sure. I mean, we can take a look at these. That's 4. I don't know. I don't feel like I should put those back. So we have 18, 18 on the bottom structure. So we have spirit guides, progress, justice, structure, system, process, conditioning, and rules. You are on the right track. Someone from the other side has your back and encourages you to try your best. You will succeed. Observe your surroundings and communicate clearly. Be sure that everything will fall to pieces, and that's falling apart to place, okay? It's just a weird way to put it in these cards, but that's what it means. And I got a new angel numbers deck, and we're going to get some angel numbers from that deck as well. Okay, on the bottom we have alignment. 1, 1, 1. Here we go. Here we go, Slurs. Your thoughts are manifesting rapidly. Trust in the divine guidance and stay focused on your goals. Oh my gosh, I already love this so much. Okay, let's check out this one first. 10, 10, right? 1, 1, like soul mission, independence, soul mission, alone time, learning, healing, aspirations. Take a few deep breaths and focus inward. You need time to think things over and consider your options. At this time, you must rely solely on yourself. You might not believe it, but you're headed in the right direction. What appears to be a lull in activity is just a natural part of the process. I love that. So something about 1 in your life. You may see 1 a lot. 1, 1, 1, 10, 10, 11, 11, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. There we go. We have 13, 13, justice, and that goes with 18, 18. Change, rebellion, guidance, justice, truth, character, and love. Get ready for the good things you've been hoping for. You were born for a higher calling. Put your energy into going toward your ambitions, and the universe will align itself to provide you with the right people, circumstances, and resources to make things happen. Wow. Okay, so what else do we got here? 0220, pleasure, leisure, rest, holiday, pleasure, love, affection, kindness, and happiness. You are worthy of affection, leisure, and pleasure. If you tell your family and friends how you feel, you'll find that you're all on the same page and can work together effectively. Many people are rooting for you. If you spread love, it will find its way back to you multiplied. This also came out in another pile. And we have the 808, 808 kick drum. That's what, I don't know why I always think that, but ancestors, balance, power, struggle, force, violence, hope, ancestors, low vibrations and warning. Pay close attention to the people in your life, your surroundings, and your physical health. Again, don't freak out. It's just a warning to be careful and awake to avoid any further issues. Communicate clearly and keep healthy boundaries. Yeah, so your ancestors are even coming out on this reading like, we've got you. And I feel like that's who's been walking with you is your ancestors. Let's see what we got here. We've got, look, an 888 with 808 from a different deck. We've got abundance, financial abundance, and success are on the horizon. Stay focused and disciplined. There we go. That's like one clear indication of a reward that's coming to you. And I think everything else is just more like spiritual and stuff, but still incredibly powerful. Let's take a look at your card from the book. What do we got? We've got Ma'at with number 2. I love that. And let me pull that up from the book here, and we're going to read this. Justice. You may have come from another pile 3, but again, if you didn't, that's okay. But we have justice, truth, and balance. The card of Ma'at is all about weighing things up and making sure that your conscience is clear and your heart is as light as it can be. And that's exactly what we've been talking about this entire time. When the goddess Ma'at shows up in your reading, she's asking you to examine how much balance there is in your life. Do you work too hard and never have time for romance or family? Are you spending too much time out partying with friends when you should really be focusing on your career? Ma'at wants you to weigh up your life to see if the scales are even, or if something is currently dominating your life in an unhealthy way and weighing heavily on your heart. This is also the card of justice and truth. Ma'at's feather is the downfall of the sinful, and so this card appears when you need to check in with yourself and your conscience. Have you been indulging in dishonest behavior or acting in a way that has been known to be wrong or illegal? Or do you know someone who has? If so, this card is a signal to mend your ways before it is too late, because when Ma'at appears in this reading, it's a sure sign that the truth will soon come out. Make sure that you have nothing to hide. Ask yourself, how heavy is my heart? Is my conscience clear? Adjust your behavior if necessary before the feather of Ma'at weighs in to orchestrate your downfall. Listen to your heart. And that's what I was saying, like, And look, and it's number 2, and it's coming out over the 0220. Okay, that's what I was saying. Like, in the beginning, I get this feeling like it was where you were in this energy of blaming so many other people, and then you had to face yourself. And Ma'at is coming through to clarify that, saying, like, you had to ask yourself, is my conscience clear? Like, am I really just the victim, or is there something that I need to heal and focus on? It's not that you weren't a victim, but it's like taking that time to really understand, like, what's the role that I'm playing in life as well. And that's what's happening here. And that's a huge reward for you alone, is knowing yourself. So not only are you knowing yourself, you're gaining all these good things from it as well. And the truth is kind of like your thing, right? Like, it's kind of who you are, is like this truthful, honest person. You share truth, you give truth, and you're always coming from a place of your own experience and what it is that you've healed through yourself. And that's what gives you this wisdom and this incredible knowledge, okay? Pile 3, thank you for being you. We need you in the world. You're an incredible soul. I was honored to do this reading for you. If you felt like this was your reading, leave the little angel wing down below and say, I live and speak in the truth because I have chosen to see the truth about my own self and my own actions. And if this resonated with you, it means so much to me for you to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links below in the description box in order to do so. You can email me for a personal reading. You can follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. You can even join as a member, and I would love to see you on memberships. But if not, thank you so much for your continued support here. With that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, but I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angels, source, and my spirit guides, all for coming together to give us this incredible reading. And until next time, pile number 3, stay human. Bye.